I think it's fun.
Well, I haven't had a negative experience yet.
Fair enough. I mean, we just started. But yes. As a team managed to get into the location you find yourselves now, inner Blingdingstone / the town known as Blingdingstone, a few things happened beforehand. One thing is, well, you were immediately trapped in the Underdark, which, suffice to say, is a problem for most people that don't live in the Underdark. However, a few of you managed to be from here beforehand, finding your way here and there, and eventually meeting up the team. You decided to not be attacked by the drow that are currently chasing you. Nom Nom and Kobo joined along the way. Toulouse, Gothos, and Roswin, and a few other people were kind of thrown in here by a strange portal and a strange event of circumstances. But you find yourself now in Blingstone, trying to get back to the surface. Kobo just kind of wanted to see what the surface looks like, and Nom Nom, well, their stories are their own, and they really didn't have a reason in their backstory, so up in the air. But decided to help out anyways. Nice guy. The team, however, needs some cash and needs some new items. So along the way, the team managed to find this individual from the mining guild known as Sir Gulliver. In order to get some of the items, because, you know, you're strapped for cash, except for the fake coins Gothos keeps trying to pawn on people, your team had decided to collect some ores for the individual. Finding the location of the ore wasn't too much of an issue. After Roswin blew up a hole in it, your team decided to venture inside and collect some. But along the way, you met a both deaf and mute Medusa, which, ironically enough, you guys decided to attack. Well, Roswin, because I was controlling her, decided to attack, and in doing so, activated the Medusa's abilities. Ironically enough, she is not exactly threatening, but Kobo turned her to stone. Like, I'm going to say it immediately, Kobo turned her to stone. Not knowing and realizing about the situation at hand, potentially just hurting someone that didn't need to be hurt, Kobo turned her to stone.
Wait a second. I was just trying to keep her from turning my friends to stone.
That's fair.
It's not my fault she was looking in the mirror.
Yes.
I was the only one in there, and I had a blindfold on. Roswin was taking pot shots.
Yes.
I just kept trying to float a mirror in front of her face so she wouldn't blast us.
That's true. Your team now, dealing with the situation at hand and collecting some ore, find yourselves kind of in this location, with 4 drow statues, potentially drow just turned to stone, much like the Medusa, in the exact same place. What do you guys do after successfully entering inside? Oh, also, you guys are short. The majority of you guys in that area could only fit in there because you blew up the top section, but no one medium-sized could get in. Which explains why Antidote / are outside. Roswin's just kind of looking up above the wall, taking pot shots. Well, not anymore.
She's managed to calm down. Yeah,
Wow.
Gothos, having just witnessed the unnecessary death of this poor creature, sigh. Well, back to mine.
We didn't know she was deaf and blind. Her hair started attacking us before anything.
That's true. I mean, you blew up in a location, the hares investigated the area and found threatening people with swords, blades, and explosives. So really, it's the creature's fault that you decided to attack their home? How dare they?
Hey, that ableist attitude is what's wrong with society today.
Wow.
No. Unfortunately, you will find me likely making or poking fun at Gothos, accidentally poking fun at Kobo whenever he doesn't realize he did something. No, you're still fine. We'll figure something out for you.
Yeah, don't worry. It's not accidental. I know I deserve it sometimes.
But yes, you guys managed to collect the 5 core ores needed to basically trade. For most of you, half price Nom Nom gets it at full front value because you guys are terrible persuaders.
I was gonna say,
Well-
go ahead.
We didn't have we didn't have the bargaining power then.
It's true.
Yeah.
Like at all.
It was 300. Half price is 150. Was that what it was?
Yes.
Okay. Maybe I should take a couple of more of these stones because I'm at exactly 7. Little short of 150.
All right. You collect 2 more. It's extremely well. It's not extremely heavy, but it is heavy at this point. Kobo, do you have like a strength? What's your strength score? I'm gonna say that. instead.
13.
You can carry it, but it's pretty heavy. It's like you're carrying a stone-sized soccer ball. That's at least
Okay,
probably
yeah.
35 pounds, maybe 50.
I'm definitely encumbered. But that's okay. We're only walking through the city.
That's true.
Both has 18. How many of those suckers can I?
Without being encumbered, 4 or 5.
Tannhauser can handle the rest.
Okay, then I'm gonna ask this: how much are you guys collecting?
We needed at least 5 for the whole deal. And then I got 2 more, so that's 6 and 7 to try and make up for the fact that I have no cash.
Yeah, none of us have any cash really. So, I mean, if this guy's buying ore and there's ore to collect,
So you just dismantle the entire.
no, I don't want to
Stone?
wreck that column. I feel bad about it.
So welcome back, Nom Nom. So, again, do you just collect the ore around the column, or do you just dismantle the column itself?
I'd like to go around. How many can we get from that? Just going around.
Let's say going around it, taking your time, taking like a short rest. You'll be able to collect 7 ores if you all work together, which you're all working together. Eventually, Roswin joins with the rest of the group, getting ready to attack any statues along the way.
Yeah, that sounds good then.
All right.
And then we'll have to come
Okay.
up with some creative solutions to earn some money.
So you have 7 ore cores, leaving the entire pillar alone. Question mark for now.
You said there was markings on it? Is it like writing? I'm not a big brain character, but
It's markings, but it's not a language, or at least not a language you're likely aware of. Does anyone? It's not a language that's marked down on a piece of paper, but it's more symbolic than anything. Does anyone read? Oh, or I should say understand, but Gothos, you do. Looking at the structured form of the symbolism, you can tell that there is a core function to the pillar itself. Well, at least more of a storyline structure. Within your mind, as you begin looking at it, a reverberation within your head begins to tell the story of strange times long since past, about events and destruction long since gone and foreboding. Likely the first events that happened here before the secondary colonization happened, which would be now. About creatures in the night turning to stone over various forms and decomposement, about people being attacked by strange worms and being destroyed, and their bodies turning to either stone or flesh mass squirming along the wall systems. Based on the information you have, and based on Toulouse's own tracking skills prior, this might indicate the people turning to stone beforehand, the slimes coming out of nowhere, that is now, and the events of potential phantasms within the area, likely due to unresting spirits.
Huh. This whole column thing says in abyssal, I'm assuming.
Yes.
It's kind of basically describing what is happening now, except it's happened a long time ago.
So it's just one of those history repeats itself type things, or is it prophesize easy?
Hard to tell. It's a lot of hieroglyphics and pictograms, and just vague senses of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But also, if it is
Okay.
describing that, you guys killed a very old Naga who was here before anybody else.
Okay. Eventually,
So I'm
you're
just gonna let that hang in the air.
yeah.
Let's go.
Eventually, your team does decide to leave. I'm just gonna get you out of that room, or otherwise, you're gonna do something. Who knows what?
And have our characters doing stuff.
Your team eventually exits out of that one room tunnel system, and you just hear Antidote and Slash talking. When you enter back into the area, Antidote just looks at you guys. So, did you manage to collect the ore cores?
Yes.
Did you bring me a sample like I asked before?
We've got an extra one.
I mean, like a small one. I don't need the entire thing. Oh, so I didn't ask beforehand because I forgot.
Just
I
like
go
walk
pick up a
past.
tiny little piece. And
You
come
rush
back.
in. Okay. He collects it, and just like beforehand, he unfurls his plague-like doctor mask, revealing a test tube, puts it inside, corks it, puts it back into his mask, and straps it in. At this point, you guys, most of you've seen this happen a lot. Nom Nom, this is like the third time for you. It's weird, but you know, he's not hurting anybody. He's just a weird collector at this point. But Antidote then simply states, "Alright then, that does seem to be everything you need to collect your discount. Other than that, we can investigate the weird, I think one of them called it the Pudding Man."
Yeah. Yep, it was the pudding guy.
Yeah. Not wanting to talk about it, your team eventually comes back to the Miners Guild, where you went and spoke with one of the individuals, one of the leaders of the town, that gave you the base information of the Pudding Court current ruler. It was a weird story about this weird, crazy guy that went a little mental, and they basically kicked him out, and due to that, he then became some summoner of puddings and can now control them, and don't go near or else you'll likely die. It's like the synopsis of the story he gave you. But along the way, you find a strange individual that is not from here. I actually don't know your character's name because I forgot to check out the character. I'm a terrible DM. Would you care to describe yourself?
Well, I am a pitch black tabaxi. Well, obviously not carrying the sword in my portrait, but actually completely unarmored, equipped with little more than a dagger, and not particularly powerfully built.
All right then. Before you stand at the tabaxi, you're not particularly built, but how tall are you?
My understanding is probably fairly taller than a lot of people in the party. I'm about 5'10".
Skyscraping over the most party, except maybe like the human and the drow. Like twice the size of Toulouse. The other tabaxi in the party. Currently, you're just talking about governing information, such and such, with Sir Gulliver about certain deals he can give you. But as the team comes by, he nods towards the rest of the team and looking towards you. Oh, that's right. I forgot to tell you this. I'm gonna just say your name since they don't really know your character's name just yet. Clouds of Death, what type of uncommon item do you want? Feel free to just say like this later or whatever, because I forgot to tell you, you get an uncommon item for free.
Alrighty, I am not even remotely prepared to pick an uncommon item.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Although I do have a question, is would these be the first non-drow characters I've seen in a while?
These are the first people that decided not to kill you on sight immediately. They're still a little wary, asking. If you're talking about Kobo, Gothos, Toulouse, Nom Nom, and Roswin, yes and no. You've been in town for some time, collecting data, information, and the like. When you go outside of the town, there are generally drow hunting parties that are out to kill you.
Okay.
So in these towns that are basically safe havens, unless you're in a drow town, these people currently are the only ones that haven't tried to kill you. They are deep gnomes, and more or less, they're still a little wary of you, wondering if you're a drow spy sent in here to infiltrate things. They're a little hesitant to trust you, but if you do business, they'll do business with you, so long as you don't betray them.
Alrighty. Wow,
And one of our... Oh, sorry. Go on.
You fellows don't seem like you're among the locals. Referring to the players of the party.
Yeah.
You hear a slight gasp and somebody dives.
That's right.
You hear a slight gasp and a slight blur going behind the fat kobold.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, don't mind Kobo. He's scared of most things.
Ah. Well, I
Until he
am...
stabs him with a rusty spoon, anyway.
Well, I am Boom of the Thunderstorm. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with? I'm obviously not going to be speaking to Kobo. Try to peer around to wherever he's hidden.
Yeah, you can call me Gothos. This is my steed, Tannhauser. He's riding a giant spider. Kobo, you may have noticed darting behind me. Our fellow Tabaxi here is Toulouse, although I feel they have allergies or something today. They're just sneezing.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Well, go ahead.
there you go.
I said, hi, I'm Nom Nom.
All right. And I must apologize in advance. I tend to be terrible with names, but I make up for it by being terrible with faces as well.
It's my job. How dare you?
Now, one quick question. Is there any particular reason that's been previously established as to why I'd be here? Or am I just kind of left to my own devices as far as that may go?
Left to your own device as far as you may go. You are aware that people tend to try to leave the Underdark. You are aware that the Underdark, if you're not prepared for it, can kill you. You are aware that there are some evil things down here. First and foremost, do you belong in the Underdark? Why, Ed?
Wait, do I what?
Like, did you live and breathe in the Underdark? Well, that doesn't make any sense. Were you born in the Underdark?
Definitely not. For what it's worth, my character does have Undercommon, so I guess...
Then you likely do dealings down here, but never really want to stay any longer than you want to.
Yeah. And for what it's worth, one thing I had determined was that basically that I have a history in the military. So I would have fought for a fair amount of time in some significant conflicts. So maybe that would have tied in somehow, if that helps things any.
Get lost in the campaign or something.
Yeah, potentially.
Right,
It's possible you came down here in a scouting party to investigate the current tremors that the kingdom above has been feeling, and somehow you wound up getting lost trying to find your way back up here, back up to the surface, which more or less makes sense. Which can get you guys to above town, but you first need to get out of the Underdark. Yeah. Okay.
So you... Alrighty. So you guys wouldn't happen to know how to make the way out of here, would you?
That's sort of been our primary goal. Recently, we hooked up with this trader who has routes to the surface, so we've kind of been ingratiating ourselves to them.
Yeah, because while I've periodically visited the Underdark, it's usually not for very long, and this particular area is new to me. And, well, the rate it's going to be a lot more familiar to me than I had ever planned for.
No, we get it. The Underdark is an unrelenting nightmare. We all want to be gone of this place.
You say in front of the locals.
Like they don't know.
You guys are cool.
Like you guys
Wink and a
don't know.
thumbs
You
up.
got ghosts and puddings and all sorts of shit. You wear rats in your city. You leave with you.
How dare you insult the local fauna and flora? Such majestic creatures and beautiful foliage. So majestic like natures have never seen.
So the gobbler just looks at your group. What are you talking about? We don't have any ghosts. That's just crazy talk. Ghosts don't exist.
And neither the slimes.
Not if you cast the right spells.
Well, slimes do, but ghosts, that's just crazy talk. So, did your team manage to collect the ores? Oh wait, I think he done it differently. He's like one of the weirder deep gnomes because he doesn't speak awkwardly. So I assume you all managed to collect the ores needed to pay for half of the services rendered.
Well, we were thinking about that actually, because certainly we want to fulfill our contract, but you said it would result in a half discount. Well, one full free price item and a half discount for everyone else. That implies each of the rocks are worth 150 gold. Therefore, we might transfer some of the discounts together.
Presumably meaning
we brought extra rocks.
Congratulations. So, trading deal or no?
Oh yeah, there's lots of trading involved, certainly.
All right then.
Oh, sorry. Watching the rest of the group as they're interacting here, what kind of impressions am I getting from them?
A lot of them are kind of seedy. They all look nice, like well worn, but they all look haggard, like not getting enough sleep. You can tell that the way they're talking, they are super low on money. Kobo's super greedy. Gotho's also super trying to be persuasive. Nom still cool.
I'm not a great face. My character has charisma. I don't.
Nom tries not to talk much.
He's also very
But it's
rotund.
not easy.
But yes, greedy.
Oh yeah, we're all short and greedy and grubby, huh?
Yes.
Stereotypical.
Yes. But
sounds like every foxhole I've ever been in.
That's heightest.
the deep gnome does look towards you all, and then somebody states, "All right then, let's see here. There are a lot of you. The free item itself, that would be 5 cores. Presumably you did state more. How many more? 1, 2, 17.
28% more.
So about 1 or 2.
At least 2, because that's what I had gathered up. I thought
Yeah.
you gathered more than that.
But for some
I was
reason,
trying to make it
Gazos,
sound better.
one
It
of
sounds better.
one of
sorry.
these percentages. Then he simply states, I suppose I can give you monetary value for those if you are really so strapped for cash. Depending on how much you believe 28% is.
Well, the other thing is the area that we mine these from could potentially become a city historical site, kind of preventing any more mining in that area.
I
So
highly doubt
these-
it.
don't know. There's some interesting writing in there.
Congratulations.
I'm just saying. Let me confer with my compatriot for a moment. Yes.
Just make it easy, man. It's half off for one rock, right? That's 150 out of 300. So just sell the other 2 rocks for 150 each, and that's 2 more free ones.
All right, we got 3 then.
I don't know where we're going to
Okay, we'll try it there. We get. So the extra 2, we were thinking 150 each gold.
That's funny. So base value half price items for the rest of the day. Free item for this rotund fellow and the additional rock per, let's say, 85 gold. Still more than a fair price for less than a day's work.
Make it an even 100 each, and we're square.
Roll persuasion. It's pretty good. But you are going against the merchant.
Wait a second. I kind of pull out a book and I flip through it and I kind of show it up to him.
Do you want to do that?
If it gives him a bonus to help on negotiating with the merchant, it's just a merchant's book.
You mean show it to me?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I'm showing it to Gothos. Yes.
Based on the information at hand, looking at the wagered price on like hour per capital per mining mineral, dilly doop. I don't know. I just needed to put sound there. You can tell that the mining operation itself would be a more or less a couple hours labor, but your team managed to do it just fine because after all, your adventure, superhuman strength, and all that. The total amount of labor would be like an hour per rock per stone, but again, superhuman. So it took like 10 minutes per stone.
The next. Oh, sorry. I was going to say the next thing the Fair Trade and Price book has is price, so we'd actually know what this weird stone is and how much its standard value is.
Yeah. The next part of the structured increment of how much it would cost would be the type of stone. Looking at it, you can tell that this is speaking stone, a fine mineral deposit that is not exactly common in most places, but overall, it is of dangerous mining material to gather. Overall, the base valued price of collecting this mineral at this potential point would be more or less 50 to 100 gold, dependent on how much you gather.
So you're saying actual hazard pay associated with this?
The actual price of the ore is 100. There's 100 gold per
50 to 100, depending on how fine the material is, to how much there is.
Okay, yeah, that's what I was trying to figure out. Was that per pound or?
In my notes, I don't have that.
Okay.
So let's just say per soccer ball.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, it's a good thing that my associate told me or showed me this. There's a whole thing in here about hazard pay, which I'd completely forgotten about. There was a Medusa in there. Are you familiar with the petrifying creatures?
I am, which is why I told you beforehand that something down here could petrify you. Well, more than that, but you already know this now. Gothos, roll with persuasion. So just roll again.
Can I help him?
You just did. That's the entire point.
Okay.
Yeah. Nice. All right, now he will roll. That seems a little mean.
This guy, jeez.
Looking towards you, he then
this
states,
fucking guy.
I can do 100, but no more than that.
So that's 100 per rock.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm not beating a natural 20. Deal.
Fair enough. Shakes your hand. You deliver the stones. He gives you the coin. Your team now has a subtotal of 200, depending on how you divide it. If you decide to divide it, Technically, it could all just belong to Kobo since he collected 2 more ores.
Technically.
Technically.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
As long as
that's
you can help me get the
that's
150s, yeah.
yeah. So we also purvey a series of other extremely limited goods that we've collected over our tenure in the Underdark. If
Depending
you're
on
interested in those,
depends on what
Uh,
you seek to collect, potentially. But he looks towards Nom Nom after you give him the remaining 5 ores. He looks towards him. It does say Nom Nom's back. So, what exactly type of stone were you looking to acquire? One of strength, speed, cunning, charismaticism. He would say it differently, but I honestly blanked on the word.
Charisma.
yep.
Ooh, so many interesting choices. Why don't you guys go first while I look at these precious stones?
I mean, that's gonna be really boring. It's just gonna be running through my inventory and being like, "How much is this? How much is this?"
I'm thinking we're all able to pick one right now, right?
Well, at half price, the rest of you. Nom Nom just gets it for free because you guys never persuaded them to do anything else.
Okay, but I do have enough to cover one full
Yeah,
stone,
definitely.
right? Okay. Well, I think maybe the Christmas stone if you're not looking for it.
I mean, I think it's pretty important that we get it, no matter what. I mean, I don't even know.
I,
If I'll have
I
the
think we should. I think we should. I think we should get all of them, even if we have,
I want to
extras.
get all of them, but
So
the Christmas ones.
once again, I forgot because I am a terrible DM. Boom, you should have 300 gold in addition to the amount of starting gold you possess. And the current stones they're trying to get are stones that are able to amplify your own current stats, basically strength, dexterity, constitution, etc., etc.
A +1 that you can take above 20.
But there's only one stone of each particular stat.
That they currently made.
Yeah. This guy sells magic items. What else does he sell? Just magic items?
Standard smithing tools, +1 blades, +1
Is he?
arrows.
Does he seem more like the refined type of person?
He's a lot less, how should I say, paranoid than the rest of the deep gnomes.
More refined, sophisticated. Only the best things in life. Please pass the grape upon. That type of.
Kind of.
Is that what this guy's like? Okay, because those are the vibes he gives me, and I just kind of, very timidly, I got this stuff. It's kind of rare. You might like it, even for your personal collection.
Depends on what it is. Can you explain a little bit more than, hey, you might like this?
I pull out one bottle of fine elven wine.
Pulling it out, and he does examine it.
Good vintage, huh?
It could potentially
Still sealed.
Be. Is it?
Yes, I've never opened any of them.
Cool. I honestly don't remember. It's been a while.
I got 5 bottles of that stuff from the village on the island with the fungus lady and the ghosts.
Oh yeah. Looking at it, the gentleman simply states, "Fine enough wine. Could be a nice vintage, dependent on if it's still. It's not cracked, and the seal still is retaining its strength. Are you looking to sell or simply offer a drink?"
Trade?
Dependent on
Nothing's
what
free,
you're trying to
Richard.
trade.
More credit for your store?
I've already given you a 50% discount. What exactly are
Yes,
you
you have.
after?
Just enough to pick up all those stones.
That
All
would
6 of them.
require roughly around 15 bottles.
All 6 of them. I've got 5 bottles.
Let's see, each oven wine. How many bottles do you have?
5.
That might cover 1.5 stones.
Okay. So Nom Nom got 1 for free, and you've given us extra money that I can buy a second one for free with 50 gold left over. And
Well, free air quotes. You're just buying it.
Yeah.
the wine was able to cover how many more?
1.5.
1.5.
All right, so that's 3.5. And if you take that extra 50 gold from what we got, that's 4.
50
So we
shy.
only need to come.
Just shy of 4.
Okay, yeah, so we're just shy of 4. We still need to come up with like $300 to get the other 2, don't we?
Well, if he's interested in curios and whatnot, I still have some crystal wood, crystal leaf. I have a dinosaur horn.
He is interested in your hat, but you're not selling that thing. But looking at
My dragon skull halo, no.
yeah, as they call it, a hat. Gulliver looks towards you, picking out these things, and he does state, all of that is interesting, but not exactly something of quality value. Or something
What
I'm
about
looking to
it?
collect myself.
How's about a pen that'll literally never run out of ink?
I have one of those. It's called Someone Gets Me Another Pen Before It Runs Out of Ink.
Well, Gothos, we do have one other thing. Do you think we should? Or is that something we should keep to us?
Out of character, I don't remember what you're talking about.
I'm talking about the 2 evil drow gods cursed dagger, but it's really powerful and really scary. But I'm trying to talk it up to him.
Again, it's not 2 evil drow gods. It's Lolth, 1 evil drow god, and the Winter Queen, which is Fae, and not a god.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'll correct that.
Now, one question I have is just sitting here loitering, kind of overhearing this negotiation. Did I hear correctly that it was 15 bottles of wine for 6 stones?
No. Oh, wait.
Okay.
Technically... Well,
We
no, sort
got
of.
the ore
Yeah.
to make all the stones 50% off. And then our original deal was to get 1 for free, 5 of them for 50% off. But we're still 150 per stone short because I've got 7 gold and that's it. The person carrying most of the gold, I don't know if they're still here.
Right, but you were trying to negotiate with some wine or something?
Yeah, because I don't have
trade for
money. I
wine.
have got a ton of stuff.
6 bottles were 1.5, so that puts 6 bottles at roughly 200 gold.
Well, because the reason why I was wondering was if it was 15 bottles for 6 stones, which is what I thought I heard, I was going to helpfully point out, it's like, well, I would think that 1/3 of the bottles would be good for 1/3 of 6 stones, which would be 2 instead of 1.5. But
yeah, it wasn't that much.
Okay, that would only be if I had heard the bigger numbers properly.
I probably did the math wrong, but each bottle's worth 50. No, yeah, 50. Yeah. I just went with a big number the first time. Well, presumably a big number.
Okay, so yeah, that other 50 left over from the 7th soccer ball sized chunk of rock would have covered the other portion of that. So the 50 we got left over from the other rock, and then the other 2 bottles of wine would have covered a full 2 instead of 1.5.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that's 2 plus Nom Noms is 3, plus the 1 that the extra rocks carried is 4. We still need to come up with either 300 gold or 300 gold worth of stuff that this guy wants.
Or you don't have to buy them at all.
You shut your mouth, dog.
I want them.
It'd be nice to give everybody a plus something, but I understand if we can't. I'm poor as shit. I only have 19 gold, and I tried to give my stuff. I've got a fine beret, which I think is like a hair clip.
Nom Nom, what's
Probably
that?
jade or something.
Oh no, I have some gold, but like, do we like? Is it? Does everybody? I don't know. Do we need all 6? Because
It's not
only
like a
hoping-
need thing. It's just we've been presented with a rare opportunity.
Yeah.
If I
Um,
may ask, what is the? These stones seem to be very interesting to you. What's the significance of them?
they give you a +1 and above 20. You know.
Yeah, but like a
the
21
level
doesn't
cap.
actually give you anything though.
Sorry,
Right?
is it just a +1 to the stat, or is it a +1 to the bonus? Sorry.
You don't know
Mm-hmm.
because it's
Oh.
never explained.
Actually, Nom Nom should. If Nom Nom gets one, he should know if he attunes to it or whatever.
Yeah, let's say Namam got one. It's a +1 to your bonus.
It's under your bonus.
So
Oh,
that's
in
the
that
good-
case, then that makes it a little different. Yeah, then that's pretty.
It's pretty strong.
Hey, go on. Just kind of a little nudge
Just
to go.
dump
those, so it's
everything
like,
we got.
Yeah.
But yeah,
kind of a little.
that's
go ahead.
I'm just saying that's why it's able to go above 20. Because once you hit 20, it'll still buff it by 1.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, but just a little nudge to Gothos. I was like, we still have that one other thing that
Wait.
should we keep it to ourselves though? I mean,
Sorry. You said buff by 1, meaning +1 to the roll, right? Not +1 to the stat. So it'll go like essentially it'll act like a 22 as opposed to a 21.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Just want to double check.
Magic.
Sorry, Alan.
Yeah, no, it's pretty powerful. The stones. I don't know about. I mean, are we ever going to use the dagger? It seems almost an admission of. Nobody wants to use a weapon with that particular god printed on it.
it's still powerful.
Well, how much is this worth? The magical gold tooth.
Oh yeah, I forgot you had that. Nom Nom looking at not Nom Nom looking at it. Nom Nom presenting a gold tooth to Sir Gulliver. Gulliver looks at it, examines it. One of his eyes flickers red, then a crimson hue, blue, and then crimson hue blue. That made no sense. Goes back to
Crimson hue then blue.
Yeah, that's called purple.
and goes back to the brown, which is his standard eye color. Magically enchanted, very interesting, gold value. I could probably sell it to a pirate somewhere down here. It'd be well off, give or take 300 to 500 gold, dependent on if it's been used before.
So sorry. So I'm gonna do an insight. Like, was all that stuff just like him appraising it, or was there like some sort of like, oh, that's terrible.
Oh dear.
You can tell that the weird eye thing was likely him casting some type of identify spell. Like, even with a natural 1, you can tell that much. Nom Nom, magic. At least somewhat
Right.
here and there. But the rest of the stuff, you're not exactly sure if he's telling you lies. In fact, he might be overinflating it. The price, it might be less than that, or it might be a lot more than that. You're honestly not sure.
Merchants are hard.
Well, still, we need to come up with $300 worth of trades. So
Still, though, if he
If
is
he-
lying to you, he's still willing to give you like 3 to 500 gold, depending if it's been used. Basically, if it's been crammed in someone's mouth, which I'm pretty sure it has been.
So yeah, that would take care of it and get all 6 stones.
And just a quick aside. Yeah, you said maybe something earlier about these are just the ones you have on display?
Yes.
Or you could make specific ones? Okay.
Well, I can make different ones, but I don't like to give the same customers the exact same thing. I don't know
It's
if
fair.
it's just me or you, but I like things to be original, a lot less rudimentary.
Sounds fair.
No, it's an artistic thing. It's not fair at all.
Yeah, I meant fair in the artistic sense. I mean, fair in the real life sense doesn't really exist, does it?
Indeed, we are in the Underdark. But then he looks towards Boom. Boom, under the thunderstorm, have you decided on your uncommon item?
I guess I'll just go with the bag of holding.
Okay. while you guys were discussing things, let's assume Boom decides to go shopping beforehand,
Yeah.
and then you guys barged in here being rude customers. But eventually, Gulliver remembers that Boom was here. All right then. Here's your item. You've already paid for it, presumably, and he hands it over.
Thank you very much, sir.
Of course. But you were mentioning something about a different passage out of here. If you're able to somehow do a few jobs for the higher-ups, you might be able to allow access through their trade tunnels. Other than that, going through the north, south, east, west, east, north section, it'd be extremely dangerous, but you might be able to find a way out through there. But there are a few slimes and gelatins that await you.
Interesting. Well, it's like they say, you only die twice.
Fair enough.
Actually, if you're interested in procuring or the favor of some wealthy merchants and being allowed access to their passage, we might have done that already. So, if you were to, I don't know, one might say procure enough provisions to sort of pay your own way, as it were, we'd be delighted to share with you our recent license, sort of accept you into the fold, as it were.
Slash just looks at you, Gothos.
Oh, I was talking to Thunder guy. I'm sorry.
Boom of Thunderstorm, yes.
Boom of a thunderstorm, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just telling you.
Okay.
Well, I may very well be able to assist in some way, shape, or form as well. I know a thing or two about magic, and at least looking over everybody, it seems like that might be something that you don't have a whole lot of access to in your party. And I do know my way around a blade, even a tiny one such as this dagger, holding up my amazing standard starting equipment dagger.
To the most of you, it looks like a short sword in comparison to your size.
Yeah. Go figure, the military issues me equipment and then they don't let me keep it.
It sounds like every regiment I ever knew. Anyway, so if we officially bring you into the fold, as it were, I think you would then definitely be a part of our discount, as you would be procuring items for the group's use. I mean, you're part of the group.
Sir Gulliver does look at you, Gothos, and at this point, Gothos, you also notice Slash just rolled her eyes. But Gulliver does state, I included Sir Boom here as well, as you did rudely interrupt his transaction beforehand.
Well, if that tooth works out, that would be enough to get all 6 things.
If they sell it, I suppose it would be.
Num num. That would work. Num num.
Wait, whose teeth are you talking about? And I put my mouth over my jaw. My hand over my jaw.
Oh yeah, in order to procure the goods that we're interested in, we're gonna have to sell party items.
Well,
it looks like.
Yeah. So I don't know. So I technically have enough gold to, but I mean it's basically all my gold.
Or a tooth.
Yeah. Or the tooth, yeah. What's the tooth do again? Just like magic.
Cast magic mouth.
Yes.
I wanted to say that, I just didn't know if I was remembering that right.
Yeah, it's to cast magic mouth. One of the worst level 2 spells from what I've seen so far.
So yeah. You can tell it, yeah.
Well, it depends. Nominal decel. You don't have to.
No,
Well-
you don't have to. He's Kobo's encouraging you in his own way.
Let
still
me
your
look
choice.
it up real quick. I don't remember what the spell does.
It's like a magic message or like answering machine. You can leave a message on it, but you can't send it anywhere. It's just like you touch it, it plays the message, and you can record a new one on it.
It's basically a message trap.
Oh, we're sorry. You've activated Walmart's inventory control system.
I'm sorry, Spy. We didn't have enough money for a cyanide tooth. Just hang in there.
That would suck if that's what you were looking for and it just told you.
Okay, well, I guess it's fairly limited. I guess now with the mage, we could probably use a real alarm.
And think about what you get in return. 2 + 1 to stats.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, yeah, that sounds like a good trade.
All right. You hand over the item, and presumably, you guys can just get all the stones. They're all different colors, but essentially, it's a boost to strength, charisma, etc., etc. I've been through this time and again. So congratulations. You somehow warped this vendor into give you just his stuff.
We gave him plenty of good stuff in return. Yeah.
Sure.
I also like
Yeah.
how 6 stones, 5 party members.
That's true. But your team eventually gathers it and go over the state. All right, our transaction is basically done here. Unless you need to purchase anything else, I suggest not, as it is getting late in the day, and we do have to mine. I don't know about all
nobody
of
wants
you.
to shop.
Sure, and I don't know about all of you, but we do have jobs down here.
I mean, we were literally just mining for you. That was a job you gave us.
That was a part-time gig. Oh, so according to authorities, you shouted out that all of your doings were my fault and penalty. You have been given a surcharge covering fee of 1,872 gold. But I talked them out of it, so congratulations. Don't you use explosives in a cave system.
Oh yeah, nobody's ever used explosives in mining. That's a completely unreasonable thing to do.
He just looks at you dumbfounded, as if you have no idea what you're talking about, because, well, like, at a game, you do. In-game, the current situation that stands, and Gothos, you have no... Gothos, specifically, not you as a person, has no idea how mining works.
Yeah. He just adopts that tone sometimes. Like, oh yeah, no one's ever used fireball on ships before.
Yeah. He just looks dumbfounded, and eventually people begin to pack up their stalls and go about their days, heading out. I'm not going to move them because I don't feel like moving them. To go and mine in tunnel systems, as well as explore new tunnel systems. Yes. But the team manages to collect the 6 core... No, it was like 7 ores that you never found what they are, or at least specifically what they were. Kobo identifying
We did. We looked it up in the book.
I wasn't done.
Sorry.
Gothos. That time I didn't mean to say Gothos. I just wanted to make fun of you. Looking at the information, though, you could identify it more or less to be considered speaking stones. You're not exactly sure what that means. It's just the closest definition of what you found.
I only knew that because you told us.
Yes. I was just making fun of you for no reason. I thought I said that.
Yeah. Okay, so it's getting a bit late. What? We should probably go back to our area, as it were, and kind of regroup. See if we're gonna enter any of these derelict areas, or just wait. And by derelict,
the sun
I mean
is getting low in the sky. Looking up at the cave ceiling.
I mean, you joke about that, but we desperately love to see a sunset again.
I know the feeling.
I saw the sun before, but it was illusionary.
That's true.
You mean like this? Generate a really crappy representation of a sun with prestidigitation.
As you, he reaches into his, pulls out a pair of really cool sunglasses. And
Yep,
puts them
you're
on
in
his
robot mode.
Hello, can you hear me?
There we
That's
go.
better.
Okay. I said, as you do that, Kobo reaches into his jacket, pulls out a pair of really cool sunglasses, flips them open, and puts them on his face.
First of all, I didn't say they were really cool. I just said they were sunglasses.
No, I do. I have it annotated right here. Cool sunglasses.
That is your annotation, not mine.
I asked. They were cool sunglasses. That's why I put them down there as a K. Cool.
Specifically, I'm pretty sure I said sweet shades, but sure.
All right, yeah,
I love
sweet
the
shades.
idea that
I will
it's
change
like
it to
cool.
sweet shades.
It's like
Taste
cool
them to
in
verify.
quotation marks. It's like, oh.
Taste them to verify it's accurate.
Yeah.
But yes, the team eventually figures out that no, that's not an actual sun. It's just present more or less a minor illusion of a fake sunset, casted upon with magic. Kobo forgetting sometimes that magic's a thing.
Yeah,
Right.
it's not like it even emits light as far as I recall.
Yeah, technically.
I didn't know if it would or not. Just checking.
But going back to your small cave system, Hobble, because it's not really a home, it's just a place you guys have been temporarily set in because you have nowhere else to go. Eventually, your team does reconvene here, and I'm gonna shorten down your name to Boom.
That is fine. I wasn't expecting people to use the whole thing. Oh yeah, I see what you mean on the screen.
What was the long one? Thunderous booms.
Boom of the thunderstorm.
Yes.
In my head, it was thunderous booms in the darkness. I was like,
Is this a
I think I'd
YA
have
novel?
trouble.
No, but
What was that?
it's the Lord of the Rings quote. It's thunderous resounds in the darkness when they summon the Balrog.
Yes.
Oh, I'm not that cultured.
But the team wandering back into the area, antidote the average giant among average men, looks towards the team and towards Boom. He does state, so, Boom of the Thunderstorm, or I'm going to call you Boom for short. You said you were part of the military above ground, correct?
Yes.
As Gothos has mentioned, we did acquire more or less access to the surface as long as we as long as Gothos proves himself as a merchant. So we should find a way up there so long as we sell our wares. That being the case, though, for some reason, Gothos and Kobo also told the Chief Darbo, that we would try to kill the supposed Pudding King in the area.
I said we'd look into it and perhaps prepare an invoice for our services.
An assault, full throttle killing spree. It's something that Gothos has mentioned more than one occasion. If you're more than willing to get your little head, I don't think Boom's hands are a little dirty. Are little. So he would change that. So as long as you're willing to get your hands a little dirty, you're more than welcome. But looks back at the team. They do it a lot.
Well, it's
I mean,
got to
you
be
said
easier
that
than being on the front lines.
Fair enough.
You'd be surprised, actually. There's a lot of teleportation and magic nonsense.
Well, that's okay. I've got a bit of magic nonsense myself. I mean, I must warn, I'm not exactly equipped for causing a great deal of damage to enemies. I kind of specialize a bit more in utility, but that said, I can hold my own in a fight, which does extend to getting into the thick of a fight. I have foolishly decided to specialize in getting up close and personal when I'm fighting enemies, mainly because I had no choice, back in on the war front, and fortunately I learned a few tricks from some elves that have made me a little more survivable, which I guess is evidenced by the fact that I am here speaking with you now and not gracing the interior of a grave.
That's
so
fair.
you've been in a lot of battles like Gothos here.
Yeah, I've been through some scraps myself. And he kind of looks you up and down, and he's like, "You said you wanted to get into the thick of it, and you don't wear any armor or anything."
I usually rely on magic for that. I have a spell that suits me reasonably well for those situations. Plus, I'm reasonably agile. I'm usually fairly decent at, trying to dodge the hit in the first place.
All right. Well, I got a
After
chain
all-
shirt if you need it.
I may keep that in mind.
All right then. Well, we have a few things we can do. We can take a long rest. We can go and observe the Pudding King whereabouts. We can go and try to sell some things, or we can just simply explore around the cave system, which we have been informed to be careful of, as there are coordinated sections that are coordinated. That's the wrong word. That are sectioned off due to potential threats in the area and potential ghosts.
Does anyone remember how long it's going to be until our benefactor's next mission to the surface? Or do I have to sell all the stupid garments before that's going to happen?
You have to sell all the stupid garments before that happens, because he wants to make sure, well, Kobo already stole from him, so he wants to make sure
Eh.
he at least gets paid.
He gets some return on investment.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, well, we can do that. Obviously not today, but all the merchants have gone home.
So who wants which stone? Let's clear that out of the way first,
Good
so
call.
that
Nom Nom, you got to choose first, because, they said you get a free one.
Mhm.
Sure, I'll take the wisdom one.
Alright, wisdom's claimed.
I mean, it makes sense for everyone to just choose their primary. Because, like, I have 20 charisma, which would be nice to boost above it, but that is my secondary thing. And I know that as a sorcerer, fucking Gothos will be using that constantly. Or Gothos, Kobo. You did this to me. You did this to me, a dogma.
Did not.
You
I don't know
did
what you're
that.
talking about.
Yes,
Boom
you
has
did.
no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, maybe he does. I shouldn't talk. Anyway,
So
yeah.
as I contribute the least to this, I mean, I don't know if Thunder did it all or Boom, but yeah, I'll go last.
Okay, yeah, I'd like the charisma stone there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I spelled charisma wrong. Well, I spelled the abbreviation of charisma wrong. But I'm not. I don't want to change it. So you're just car.
That's fine.
I imagine the intelligence wants to go to the magic user.
That'd be
Well,
Roswin, but eventually she is going to disappear. So I suggest giving it to someone else.
Maybe
Or,
we'll
like,
just
holding on
hang
to it.
on to that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
Oh,
like.
sorry, is Thunder not? I thought Thunder was a magic user.
Oh yeah, boom.
Boom.
Or Boom.
Yep, I am indeed a wizard.
Can we call you Boomer?
Oh, there you go then. Because I know Rialta is a rogue, so she'll probably like Dex is a miracle stat anyway, and
Yeah.
I'd be happy with strength or con. So
Good call, Nom Nom. Boom with intelligence. Because I forgot what main stat Boom's class is.
Yeah, primary stats intelligence, but because it's a blade singer, my other primary is dexterity, which actually is higher than my intelligence right now, courtesy of being a tabaxi.
yeah, I don't think can Toulouse use anything for intelligence. Maybe.
Well, theoretically, she's a arcane trickster, so her spell casting is intelligence based as an arcane trickster. But what spells does she have that really require, say,
Saving throw.
Like a contested
spell
score or
save
anything.
DC or spell attack
Yeah.
bonus? Yeah.
But even as a spell singer, I feel like intelligence might be I don't know.
Actually, very helpful for being.
We can the nice thing about them is we can always hot swap them, right? We can be like, hey, trade me this one.
Yeah, just take a short
Yeah,
rest,
and that-
switch.
And I mean, and I don't want to be trying to permanently claim anything. So, I mean, I'd certainly like to be able to prove my worth first. So, I mean, if you're anything you give me at this point, as far as I'm concerned, is only on loan, just to be taken back when you so request.
It says Gothos. Like Gothos says all of that. Being rude,
Yeah.
immediately taboo.
Well, I think we said
I'm
we
laying down
these were party items, right? So
Yeah, they're party items, basically. Nom, you're correct. I just wanted to make fun of Gothos. Again, I just do that for some reason. I apologize if I do step over line. Please let me know.
Don't worry, man. I got thick skin and big charisma. High AC and big charisma.
How can you
anybody?
get
Habitual
charisma
line
so
stepper?
high? I can't figure that out.
Line stepper.
Okay. Then I'm gonna say Slash gets con, and what's the remainder one?
Strength.
Strength. No.
No.
Slash gets strength, and Antidote gets con. For now.
What did I
Wait a second,
get the
what
fuck
about-
out of here? I
about-
got one.
Gothos.
Yeah, Gothos gets nothing.
Gothos.
That time I honestly, sorry Gothos, I honestly forgot about your character. Because you said you would go last, and for some reason I thought you went already.
Just put me behind two NPCs. I was
Yeah.
like, wait, what the fuck is happening?
For some reason I thought you went already. PC
Yeah,
wise.
I think one of the NPCs ain't getting the thing, and then yeah.
It's fine. I honestly thought all of you got one. Gothos go. There's strength, which I'm pretty sure what you're gonna get,
Yeah,
and constitution.
I'll take it. Well, I wonder because I'm the big tank and we don't have much. No, we have Nom Nom for healing now. Yeah, I'll make my hits count. I'll get strength.
All right. Antidote gets con. For now. But your
Yeah.
team manages to collect and gather information. And with the information you got, you can tell that the northeast section is a individual known as the Pudding King. For lack of a better word, Gothos does explain, because I think you honestly did get the information, that an individual that is currently haunting that area is preventing a lot of people from exploring and growing out the city from that location, which honestly is a problem, as things, like mining the area, making sure that there's an expanse to grow the city, because people are still coming to the city from different tunnel systems, of course. Having more space than not is definitely something useful. So dealing with that is a problematic situation. Well, it's a problem that needs to be solved. But not necessarily by you if you decide not to. More or less.
We can always look into it.
Yeah. But let's see. The specific information you have is the so-called Pudding King holds court in the deepest sections of Blingstone. He was part of the first settlers that was led by gonna butcher this name as I butcher it all the time. Digger Matox, but the other deep gnomes, because I can't remember the name. Well, can't say the name. Soon shunned him after many disturbing habits among them, and among them his preoccupation with capturing and studying oozes and slimes. Perchance hoarding food, potentially making them rotten. Eventually, he did get 2 oozes that he has dubbed Princess Ebenmeyer and a gray ooze called Prince Livid. And he seems to be working for some unknown individual that no one really knows about. So dealing with that problem is and potentially beneficial to the city, but not necessarily beneficial to you. Unless you like helping people.
Well, helping people is good, and maybe they'll be nicer to us. At least they're not throwing rocks yet.
Yeah. Also, speaking of throwing rocks, Slash is disguised. Boom, you can see that Slash is obviously a drow. And in the city, they're usually attacked on sight. She's disguised. I just forgot to mention that.
Oh. Like a physical disguise, just for clarity?
Yeah, it's like a shawl over the face, some type of bandana covering the silver hair. Maybe a poncho.
Alright.
I'm not sure.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Most drow are not trusted and can attack ourselves.
Alright.
Yeah, Drow killed me one time. I didn't like it.
That's true.
I carry a grudge. What?
And other than Tabaxi, like everyone else is considered a potential threat because of what and who they are. Well, except maybe a human, because I don't think my notes specify on humans.
Because
some reason.
humans are boring.
So yeah, they obviously look like at Nom Nom with skepticism. Same with Kobo. Same with Roswin because she is a above gnome. And Gothos because he's a goblin.
Gothos has been wearing a hood.
Yeah, but Gothos has tried to keep their face hidden as best as possible.
So what kind of fights have you gotten in? Are you a general? Do you have a warhorse hiding somewhere?
If I were a general, I probably wouldn't have to do much of any actual fighting.
Did you lead a whole bunch of troops and they all got slaughtered because of your bad commands and now you hide your head in shame? Huh? What happened? Do you have stories?
Well, it wouldn't have been because of anything I did, but let's just say that there are some battles I'd rather not remember right now.
Did you get lots of treasure from your fights? Spoils of war. Yeah, spoils of war.
Let me tell you that war is not nearly all that glamorous. Of course, some people would say the same thing about adventuring. And hey, wow, I think I'm really good at a whole string of bad decisions. Just like, hearing about how good an idea it was to go and learn more about the Underdark. You know what I learned about the Underdark? The maps suck.
Yeah,
I agree.
They do.
Case in point, this map.
Oh, I thought that was just that all the characters in the party had bad vision. But I am not going to complain because this is the first time in a while that I didn't have to hollow out my own sleeping space.
All right.
I will tell you, when I was going through my wizard training, I did not expect the sheer amount of excavation that I would be doing down here. In fact, I'm starting to think I was a construction worker or a miner in another life.
Or this one.
That too. You know, maybe I wasn't meant to be a tabaxi. Maybe I was meant to be some sort of mole person.
Yeah, we were mostly just running for our lives.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Well, how many hundreds of people were you running from?
Low numbers, high danger, sort of a thing.
Like 20 drows.
Yeah, and then we kind of trace them here, and then no, not here, to a mushroom town where they're probably fertilizer now.
Well, some.
Yeah, fertilizer or brainwashed. So.
Well, as long as they're being fertilizer over there and we're not being fertilizer over here.
Yeah, no, I think we're doing pretty good over here. Are we gonna... Yeah, so should we solve some of these people's problems, or are we just gonna sell some crap?
Find some good treasure.
Individual
We're
just
gonna solve
comes
the
by, waves hello, and that's it.
And they'll be happy with us, and they'll give us all sorts of
Good
gold.
evening.
Yeah, somebody waved hello? That's unusual.
Yeah, especially
Hello.
for the Underdark. Eventually, just saying hello. An individual named, I'm just gonna say it in game. Hello there. My name is Nomi. Nomi? Really? A gnome named Nomi. Whatever. Have I mentioned that
Naomi.
have I mentioned I don't like this PDF? Hello. My name is Nomi. Path Shutters. I don't like. I'm gonna call it Nomi. 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 It's a pleasure to meet you. Didn't expect so many new faces down here. Are you part of the Merchant Guild?
As of recently, we're associated with them.
Oh,
Why, yes, we're selling these fine leather jackets, or whatever the garments actually were.
some of them
Uh,
were dresses.
Ancient and
Yes.
forgotten embroideries.
Oh,
And classic period clothing.
examining it, looking at it, Nomi does look. I still don't like the name.
And I'm going to try and use my performance to really sell up the clothes that she's looking at.
Yeah, roll performance.
Vintage.
All right.
Force vintage.
Vintage? No, you don't want them thinking that it's out of style.
No, it's like 70s
See.
attire. You know, everything out of style's in style again.
No, these are classic, which never goes out of style.
Oh, that was lame. And why am I? Whatever. A 9.
Oh, as if you want to change that, go to the little
Yeah.
gear at the top right. Up by your level. No, not by your level, by spells. Little gear, and just
Yeah.
below that should be advantage toggle.
Oh, okay. There we go. Yeah. Advantage toggle. Yeah, it's been a while since I used this particular model of character sheet. The other campaign I'm in modified that a bit. So, all right. Thank you.
Yeah. Either way, we're taking the first number, anyways.
Yeah, that's usually what we do.
Examining it, looking at it, you just basically throw it in the air, clap, clap, and then like catch it, because you've never sold anything before. So you think that's probably enough to persuade this person. And surprisingly enough, she does smile and look towards you. She does state, "Huh. You know, this could work. I will take your entire stock if you're willing to do a job for me."
Okay.
What do you have in
Good job.
mind?
Well, aside from clothing, I do need to get some corrupted elemental samples from the northern east section that is currently inaccessible to many of the deep gnomes down here. By trade, I am my life's work is to protect elementals from any influences in the area, and I study samples of corrupted elementals to examine and potentially help them. There are many here, but depending on where you go, they could be in varied states.
Okay,
So I'm
what
sure
is
that's
your
a euphemism for various forms of angry.
Or corrupted, yes.
So when you say a sample, you mean like a body part? Didn't you bring it back a toe or something?
If they are corrupted, then I'm afraid currently I don't have a way of bringing them back to their uncorrupted state. So if you do need to take them down, a sample of them would be viable, yes. But I don't know if the current elementals of Earth have toes.
Oh, okay.
So you'll have to improvise your body parts, Kobo.
Okay.
As long as they have the
Did-
essence core of the magic that brought them to life, even in death. Unfortunately, the area itself has been inaccessible to me, as it is considered an unexplored area. But you don't have to, obviously. I'm sure No, I'm not gonna be mean. So she says, I'm sure you can sell your wares to anyone else you desire. After all,
Am I assuming then that should we, I missed the first part of this, but perform this task for you, you'd be willing to buy our goods at a considerable premium?
of course, but again, it poses a potential threat to your life, and I would not want that for you. Especially with the things out there.
Define things again. Did I miss this? I'm sorry.
No, this is the first time she actually stated that.
Okay.
There is an thing known as Ogramach's Bane. I think I'm pronouncing that right. OGRE with a, I think it's a tilde? I don't know, that weird mark on top of the E. MOCH apostrophe S.
Weird thing like 2 dots, or weird things like a triangle?
Just like a line. Just a line.
Oh, okay.
Diagonal
A
line.
line.
Oh, over the letter? Yeah, that's probably a tilde if it's like the one in the Spanish N.
Yeah, I think.
The squiggly?
No, just a dash.
Okay, so it might just imply
Just
a
a
hard
dash?
E, which is Ogrimok. Og-Emok. Ogrimok.
I don't know, fake words. Fake words.
Obnoxious spellings and pronunciations. When will they ever find a cure?
Yeah, as soon as you can figure out how to pronounce the deep gnome's real name.
Never?
Not you. I was making that reference towards Boomer because he hasn't looked at that word yet.
That's fair. She does state the area that is currently inaccessible to me due to the fact that I am not part of the exploratory missions out there do reside near the Pigshine Mines. So if you can somehow coordinate with them to be safer, I would recommend it. Otherwise, going alone could potentially be more dangerous. But once again, you don't have to sell it to me.
Yeah, you're saying that the Miners Guild would be amiable to outside contractors getting involved in this?
Oh, heavens no.
You just said we might want other people involved. What
Well,
other people?
to make it safer for you, yes, but I'm afraid the Miners Guild is a little more...
Alright, so the reason you're gonna buy us stuff at premium
Rude.
is because you need this done on the downfall, right?
Yeah, he lacks social graces. I apologize.
It's quite alright. Yes and no. Many people don't want to get their hands dirty to protect others, especially if they are not deep gnomes. And the elementals themselves don't really have anyone to help them once they become corrupted. Many people believe it's the situation at hand, such as the Slime King. And I'm sure like one of you corrects them and says Pudding King. Probably fine. But Nomi does state. But other than that, I would like this done if possible. But honestly, the only reason why I'm asking you is because you seem to need someone to purchase your things, as things don't seem to be going well, and I need the job done.
Oh,
Which
we're only
is-
being asked because we're desperate. An astute observation.
So, okay, to be clear, our job is to remove the corruption from the golems by whatever means necessary. So far, the only means you're aware of is destruction. But you think that the corruption comes from the Pudding King?
I believe it comes from something related to the Pudding King. Yes. The thing known as, I think she mentioned beforehand, Ogramach's Bane.
Yeah, Ogremoch's Bane. Does any of that ring a bell with the pillar that I observed earlier?
Roll religion.
Ooh. Religion, you say? Come on, character sheet. Up. Right in the middle.
15's not the middle. Well, I suppose your 10 is in the middle.
Good math.
Okay, unfortunately,
Should have taken that intelligence stone. No.
You should have taken the intelligence stone. No, it just took me a little bit to get to the location in the PDF. I'm not gonna say it. To find it. All right. Looking at the information at hand, looking at the pillar stone, you can tell that it is somewhat correlated and related. Eventually, you do figure out that Omar Archer's Bane is a drifting cloud of transparent magical dust that appears in Blingden stone, she tells you, over a century ago. Believed to be sediment, it is found roaming the rock blight section of the settlement. Elemental creatures touched by the cloud fall under its control, which is what she classifies as corrupted. The cloud's origins remain a mystery, but it is known to have something to do with Ogramach. Sure. You rolled a 15. Good enough. Who is classified as the Prince of Evil Earth. You'll have to make a different roll for that. You also know that Medusa serves this individual known as Omicron's Bane. For some reason, they can't. That's weird. Whatever.
Omicron.
Omgramach. That's probably how it's pronounced. And leads some of the elemental creatures that have become enslaved by the evil cloud. See the rock blight section of Area 19 in particular. Or you can just tell me. Sorry. But you know that it's a strange cloud that causes elementals to become corrupted. There is also something believed that cloud seems to be correlated or connected to Omicron. I'm gonna whatever. I've already committed.
I did it to you.
Honestly, it sounds like that way. It sounds that way. Otherwise known as the Prince of Evil Earth. An individual Medusa also helps them. It may or may not be the. I was about to say it may or may not be the blind Medusa you guys, air quotes, took care of, defeated that great evil, or maybe it's just a random Medusa that you guys found.
We'll never know.
I mean, you can cast. Man, I'm forgetting. Like Greater Restoration, I think. If you want to, you don't have to.
Well, he says to the paladin, it's going to be a long time before I get that spell.
Fair. But that's what she tells you about the information, and that's what Gothos remembers in their own tutelage.
I make sure everyone knows that.
Yes. But she does state, and most people don't tend to go too close to the cloud as it might become dangerous for themselves. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I wonder if this is like a literal sort of cloud that can be blown away with some sort of, like it's not a problem on the surface because there's wind, but down here.
I'm honestly not sure. I've never been able to examine it too closely.
And does this cloud have any effect on non-elementals?
It does cause them to become wary and dreadful. The exact term is there would be potential bodily harm to you, such as potential loss of breath. She goes over potential risk factors such as, basically, what's the word? Exhaustion.
All right, everybody, we're gonna have the mask up.
Okay.
You're gonna have to take real-world precautions. Get some PPE up in this bit.
The environment is near the Crystal Garden.
Not COVID-19 BC.
All right, so yeah. Okay.
But again, you don't have to, as I'm sure you can find someone else to sell things too.
We can try, can't we?
You can try,
We
definitely.
can buy all of it at once at a premium.
Okay, sorry, Kobo, you whispering? You got to speak up, team member. Come on.
Sorry, I was trying to play in whisper.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, we can try, can't we? Yeah. She can buy her stuff at a premium.
I'm not opposed to it, and
And everybody will be happy with us, and they're not going to throw rocks at us, and they're going to give us lots of money and gold and hooray and cheer us in the street. Treasure and glory.
Well, all right, sorcerer. Yeah, it's a good idea. What do you know about earth elementals? What does everybody know about earth elementals?
Yeah. So real quick, just out of curiosity, if we sell this stuff for, our trade good, do we get to keep that money, or is that?
20% goes to the guy who's going to bring us to the surface.
Okay.
But he doesn't necessarily have to know there's a premium on it.
Super quiet there, Kobo.
He's saying we don't have to. He doesn't have to know there's a premium.
Yeah, but we do have to give him, if we're not going to try and swindle this guy again, 20% of what we make.
Well, no, because like if we sell everything for 100 gold, we have to give him 20 gold. If we sell everything for 120 gold, we still have to give him 20 gold, but we got the premium.
That is not how that works, but sure.
Sorry. You guys can say no to me, that's fine. He's just,
And that's how you
he's
get
tired of being poor.
in jail for tax evasion.
No, he's just tired of being poor.
That's fair. Well, really? Okay. Boom, you're correct. The maps are awful. I
I
can't.
didn't say that.
Well, someone said that, and I agree. It's honestly something I've said beforehand. Maybe the others can testify. Honestly, I've said it before. If not, that's probably fine. I, for the life of me, can't find the sections you're supposed to be in, or the sections it tells you.
But yeah, I mean,
The
if
sword
it's
is like, what
not
do we know
drawn in
about
MS
earth
Paint
elementals?
or Sharpies on a vinyl mat, you're good.
Honestly, it only even your map game in this campaign where you're frustrated and like fuck these maps is still 1,000 times better than what I'm used to.
Yeah, way better. There are some bad DMs out there that can't do any of this. You actually do a lot better job than yours.
I just wanted to use their maps because it was the module. Poor choices. Whatever. I've already said this before, but I don't like the PDF or the module. Haven't mentioned that before. Anyways, that's like the third time I've said this, so that's usually the limit for tonight. So
That might have come.
I
don't know.
I probably broke that rule a long time ago. But Nomi does state, again, you can find the areas and locations, and you can speak with the Miners Guild to potentially get more allies to go with you. But they're not so keen on outsiders working with them, which is why I've been more or less shunned by them time and again. That being the case, though, you might be different, or you might have some other means to get there. Honestly, I'm at my wit's end on trying to find someone, and for some reason, I have no more information to give you. Or for some reason, also doesn't tell me how we find you guys down here as well. That's me out of game, by the way.
Yeah, okay, all right. That's good information, Nomi. Thank you. So if, all right, I got a little bit of a plan. We're gonna go to the Miners Guild, who don't want to work with anyone else, and we're gonna say we're gonna give you all the credit. That's fine.
She comes over,
Well,
gives
me-
Nom Nom like a bill of work. Basically, if you decide to do this job, she has to pay you.
Okay, that's good.
Then she does her work. You know, it doesn't even tell you how you find this woman. It just tells you that this person is a character in the game.
Mm-hmm.
So we're just gonna have to wander around and ask for.
And before that, I think, now that she's left, I think maybe we should talk to Chief Darbo again real quick. Say, we're going to take care of this earth elemental problem. Just let him know that we're doing it. It'll be, let him know that the mining guild will 100% get credit for that, and then go do it so that we kill two birds with one stone. In terms of we get support, they think that they get all the credit, but the people in charge know that we really did it.
Roswin is immediately offended that Gothos would try to kill two birds with one stone. Immediately takes her owl. Sorry, I can't grab the owl. Takes her owl. There we go. Oops, I lost Gothos. Sorry, hold on.
And leaves the group forever. Gothos is a monster.
Takes her owl and immediately leaves the group, potentially never to be found again. Maybe. We'll see. I honestly can't find a way to get Rosalind out of the group.
Now, I'd like to apologize for my mediocre sales skills. I'm more accustomed to bluffing my way past enemy patrols.
Yeah, no, it's not my specialty either. I'd much rather be doing anything with that.
Okay.
Eventually, the
Oh,
bird,
we're still learning
the owl comes back, gives a message to Gothos, and in the message, it just simply states, had to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. Will she be seen again, or who's to say?
Tune in next time
Yeah.
for Out of the Abyss, but only kind of, sort of.
Only kind of, sort of. But yes.
Gothos will write a little thing that says, how to find us. There we go.
Yeah. All right, then.
Give it back to the Boyd.
The bird goes and... Go ahead.
Oh, speaking of familiars, Find Familiar is a spell I do have. Would I have conjured one up at any point in my past history?
You could have. Like, honestly.
You tell us.
Well, I'm just making sure, since they're technically material components and stuff, just making sure that it's not assumed, you haven't spent it in game.
As long as it's not like 100 gold piece worth of gemstone or 1,000 diamond.
It's 10.
You're fine.
10 gold worth of incense.
You're fine.
So long as you're not like, my familiar is a mini beholder with destruction ray. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, you're fine.
A mini beholder? Why would I bother with something so mundane?
Here's a giant skunk.
Alright, well, let's see. What would be a good one? Oh, a quipper! That would be perfect!
How do you spell that?
Quipper?
Q-U-I-P-P-E-R, quipper.
Q-U-I-P-P-I-E-R? What?
It's a piranha-type fish. Yeah, quipper. Q-U-I-P-P-E-R. Not a good familiar.
Oh.
We ran into
A
Quippers. They tried
fish?
to eat us in the water. It's a fish.
Yeah.
So funny.
In an attempt to lure a bunch of them away from the party, because we were all having to swim, and that's really great for your combat prowess, I had tried to lure some away and miscalculated how far I should be moving and got myself surrounded by 5 schools of them.
Are you talking about this campaign and your actual...
No, I'm just telling you that as a player for a previous campaign.
Oh,
this character would not have gotten into that situation.
Well, that's it. That's like, you're a tabaxi. It would have been like this desperate. You're like, no, I'm in the water. Help me, fish. Help me. Help me.
But no, in that case, I was a druid, and at the time, I was turned into a giant octopus, which was a viable choice at the time.
What's your companion now?
I'm debating on a bat. Probably because it would blend in down here. Yep, I'll go with the bat.
Okay, bat.
We've got a cat and a bat.
Okay, you should have control of the bat now. But nonetheless, your team has figured out that there's a side mission to go and collect elemental ores. You've been collecting a lot of rocks. I think about it.
That's
It's
all
almost
it is
like
down
we're
here is rocks.
underground.
Yeah. Who would have thought we worked in a cave?
Well, to be precise, the
Rock
side
knock.
mission to collect the soccer ball ores was just a way of, you guys getting stuff without money.
Yeah, we're broke.
That technically wasn't part of the game. But
No, the thing where we all got +1s, they can take us about 20. Sorry.
Woohoo.
eventually you make it back to Darbo, the chieftain of the area. Boom, you could have met this person beforehand if you've been in town long enough. They are not exactly trusting of individual outsiders, but they do work with outsiders because, some of them might have skills, a certain particular set of skills that they are currently lacking or potentially need. Currently talking with Lenny, the individual that these people talked about. A smooth-talking, fast-talking merchant that Kobo ripped off.
Hey, he stole from us first. I just took it back.
That didn't steal from you guys first, but Kobo for some reason keeps thinking that. But he did swindle you. He didn't steal from you. You gave him money. Also, welcome back, Nama. Coming back to Chief Darbo, Gothos explains, yeah, we're going to take care of your elemental problem. Just letting you know. Chief Darbo simply states, elemental problem? Is there something going on that I should know about?
Oh yeah, definitely. There's a whole corruption of earth elementals. The mining guild knows about it, but they don't really have the muscle to take care of it. So we're gonna go there and be like, "Hey, look, free muscle. You guys take all the credit." But when they come out saying they took care of it, look for us in the background of the photos, and you know what's what.
You can certainly try, but the Pickaxe family is generally, how should I say, not fond of outsiders or non-deep gnomes. I would placate to their grandiose view of themselves if you intend to persuade them.
Well, it sounds
But
good
isn't
to
that
me.
part of the selling point?
That's it.
I mean-
exactly right. Go on.
I mean, yeah, why risk people you care about to deal with a menace when you can go ahead and get contractors in there? It's no big loss if something goes wrong.
Right? We go in there, maybe with a little bit of support in the background, and if we die, we die. And if we win, they get all the credit. How do they lose?
And either way, you get to report that not a single one of your own was lost. Nary a scratch. Sounds like good PR to me.
You don't
So
have to
as far
explain it
as-
to me. I'm perfectly fine with you taking care of something that we eventually need to take care of. We're not exactly sure what the fog, whatever that stuff is, and it has been corrupting things around it. Honestly, we don't exactly know where the elementals came from, other than they might have been summoned there. As well, this is the Underdark. Elementals themselves are generally brought due to casters summoning them to this plane of existence. Taking care of them for us would be beneficial. Looking towards Lenny, Lenny does nod in agreement. How was he? Like sleazy, I think? Sleazy and fast-talking. Yeah, this might prove something useful. I mean, other than your mercenary skills, which I honestly may or may not find lacking of right now, might be, something you can do. Definitely something you can hint at. Look towards Big Red, I think is Nom Nom, and Kobo for some reason is Little Red? No, Gothos is Little Red. Golden Boy is Kobo. Looks towards Golden Boy.
Remember, he likes me.
He does like you. Technically. Because he does believe Gothos stole from him, or your group overall stole from him, but doesn't exactly know who. Looks towards you, Kobo / Golden Boy. Golden Boy, just try not to get yourself killed. And Big Red, no offense, but you might get killed by your rotundness. Although it's a little late to work out. And you, Little Red, try not to steal anything. Looks towards Boom. You, I have no idea who you are. You're right by my book so far right now. Let's see how things change. but King, not King, he hasn't been crowned yet. Chief Darbo does state, it does seem that Lenny seems to be trusting you in this, and by the way, you all seem to be looking towards helping. I cannot see any downside on this. Would prefer people not getting killed, but if it's not my own people, even better. No offense, don't know any of you.
Of course. I mean, that's us. You can't see a downside to a business deal with us.
At the moment, I can't, but that could all change in an instant depending on what you do. That being the case, however, you can go ahead and speak with the Mining Guild if you decide to do so, to acquire some additional forces. But that's not me sponsoring you in any which way or form.
Oh, no, of course. No, this is totally on us. We just want you to know that when the Mining Guild comes out, all this is a great victory for the Mining Guild. It is, definitely. But also, they wouldn't have been able to do it without a little help from some hitherto unknown parties.
If you can do this, it's definitely a way of getting towards the surface that Lenny has promised you. And if you, as mentioned beforehand, decide to take care of the slime god, pudding king, whatever you know him as, because I honestly forget what Chief Darbo knows him as. I think it's Pudding King.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you refer to him as the God Pudding King? Well, that's an extra 25% right there.
Yeah. Chief Darbo simply states, the Pudding King. Even better, and I might be able to pay you in compensational prices such as gold, ores, gemstones, diamonds, a free magical item, all dependent on how you survive and take things down.
Yeah.
But I've also heard reports that you've been using explosives in the cave systems that we live in. I recommend not doing that, as a tunnel system can quite literally collapse on you.
Well, as it happens, our explosives expert, very highly trained, has recently left our employ for allergy reasons. Allergic to mushrooms.
Fair enough. We do get some fungal spores down here. A lot more recently than I care to admit, but thankfully enough, a good amount of them are edible.
Oh, yeah.
I'd like to take this time to point that while I have some abilities that may sound like explosives, they are in fact not explosives or carry any explosive potential.
As long as you don't hit the walls with enough force to collapse them, that's fine.
Well, I do have a crippling allergy of rock slides, so I would just as soon avoid that myself.
Granted. So, do you guys speak with the Deep Gnomes? Pickaxe family?
Yes.
If we can try it.
We'll go to the
Worst they
Mining
can do
Guild.
is murder Saul.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's fine. Oops, I brought the chief with. Go back. Eventually, you go back to the Mining Guild where you first met the chief beforehand. They're currently mining. Most of them aren't here. Out and about, you do see some deep gnomes. The versions you see beforehand. Looking towards you, protecting the area, making sure no one steals anything. One of them comes up towards the loose, and then the rest of the group and simply states, "Yeah, what do you want?"
Yeah, we want to talk to your boss about solving all your problems. Vis-a-vis corrupted golems.
Oh, you're talking about the
Yes,
elemental
oh,
creatures
fuck.
of magical power that people have summoned in here due to magical means and abilities? Yeah, hang on, give me for a second.
Hey, boss, we got some jabronis at the gate.
Pretty much. Where is... I have no picture for the pickaxe family leaders. That is so dumb. Uh,
Don't worry, I'm sure they're stereotypical. They carry around mining picks even when they're in their bathroom.
a stereotypical pickaxe family member, imbued in embroidery, gold filigree, just marked with a red dot. Accepts forwards and simply states, "Can I help you with something? You did mention something about taking care of all of our problems."
Yeah, it's more what we can help you with.
Yes, that's what you said.
Well, you asked if you could help us, but
No, you said
can I help you?
yes. I suppose I did.
All right. Well, anyway, we understand that there's some problems in the mines, and we're in a position where we could help ensure that these problems get solved without any undue losses on your part.
And exactly what do you mean by that?
Well, it's all fine and dandy to take care of problems yourselves, but, you know, the occasional freelancer here and there can help ensure that your own job performs easier, and then you can take the credit for the great job you did.
Fair
Go
enough,
ahead and
but
tell.
you haven't described the problem you're trying to help.
Well, don't you have a bit of an elemental problem?
There you go.
You go ahead. Sorry.
That's
Go.
the chief. I'm just gonna call him a chief. The chief simply states, "There you go," explaining the exact direction you want the conversation to go in. Yes, we do have an elemental problem. Yes, we do need to solve it. Potentially, no, we don't need your help.
Yeah, it turns out that we're the sort of I don't know if you call it a ragtag cabal of magic users and god-imbued warriors who sort of solve problems without any sort of fanfare.
Oh, they're imbued with god powers. Ooh, some guy just like wanders around the whole group, like doing the weird waving hands thing.
Yeah, hang on a sec. I definitely want to do something to this guy. I just got to determine exactly which one. Alright, I'll use the dragon thing on him. I'll fear him.
All right. What's the number to beat?
Okay. Sorry, this is the one thing that's irritating to me. Is it just the same as like my spell DC?
It just spell DC, yeah.
Okay, so we'll call it Wrathful Smite.
Okay. You roll a 10. Immediately trips, freaks out looking at your skull, and like goes behind the rest of the group. Then just looks towards his boss. Yeah, you tell him, boss. Slowly cracking his voice.
All right.
Kind of tapping Gothos on the shoulder. Chief Dodo said we could do it. Tell him that.
Yeah, I know this might be a little bit presumptuous, but Chieftain Darbo knows us and has sanctioned. Well, you know, with your permission, sanctioned our going in there with your support, so that you could, you know, with our help, take care of this thing. And then again, we're the sort of people who we're just interested in going about our business and leaving this place, quite frankly.
Gothos, go ahead and roll deception.
Is that deception?
Yes.
It's not deception, because he did say that. You go talk to them, you give us your blessing, you know. He honestly did say that.
He did say you
Natural
could go...
20!
Yes. But I'm gonna argue the point before Gothos succeeds. And I just want to...
Sorry.
That's fine. He did say you can go and speak to them if you desire to, but he does not sanction or state that you have his blessing or anything of the sort. In that circumstance, you are wrong, Kobo. But
Okay,
he did say you
sorry.
can speak with them if you want to. No, that's fine. I'm just letting you know that that's the technical lie Gothos is saying.
Okay. So if I
So 9
word
of
it
20.
as
Yeah.
he sanctioned our conversation here. But natural 20.
The chieftain looks towards you. But of course, our permission does need to be granted. I'll give Darbo that. Very well then. Some of my men looks towards the three behind him. You three. The boss. He kind of freaks me out. I really don't care. Get them down there, and if they are worth their weight in gold, help protect them while they deal with the situation at hand. Are you sure? No, but right now I really don't care. And if they die down there, then that's their own fault. And if you die there, well, that's your own fault for being too afraid now, isn't it? No, it's their fault. That one freaks me out, points towards Gothos while behind the rest of the group. Well, then it's a good chance to get rid of your fears now, isn't it? No! That's too bad. I'm your boss. Get to work.
Gothos gives him like a really evil needle tooth smile and kind of says, bravery doesn't exist without fear, soldier.
He wets himself. 9 of 20. The chieftain just looks towards you. If you manage to do this job, I suppose, even though you are not deep gnomes, I am more than willing to compensate you if you decide to give us the everything. Minus a few things I suppose your team would need, such as potentially new material, potential other things, but cloud credit and access to the tunnel system would all be granted to the Pickaxe family.
So everything we find down there is ours besides victory. Well,
Whatever
sounds
you
good
can
to me.
carry, you're more than welcome to it, but afterwards it'll be ours.
So basically, you're claiming the territory, which I believe that's fair enough.
Correct.
Sounds good to me. And we're very quickly, if all goes to plan, going to be gone from your city. So I don't think there needs to be any mention of any outsiders solving this problem.
Of course, there was never going to be to begin with. But do take care of my 3 men, or don't. It'll be their own fault if they die. He's so brave! Hey, it says one of the...
That's okay. I'm sure these guys are swift. I'm going to go ahead and feline my agility all the way around all of them and just give them all a smack on the shoulder before ending up right back where I was.
You do so. They are not dexterous, but they're pretty strong. So when you clasp your hand on their shoulder, it is rigid, it is strong, it is buff. But none of them pick up on your movements until you're basically gone from their side. So they're not fast, but they are a good wall of protection, more or less, if you decide to use them that way. But they are also your best bet on getting there without getting lost. And will the team get lost? Will the team manage to be a team? Will Toulouse manage to get away from their allergies? And the best question of all, will Roswin ever find the bathroom in time for... probably not. Meeting the team next time? We'll have to find out. Wow, I just butchered this structured paragraph. We'll have to figure that one out next time as we end the session for today.
Although, I believe one of those questions was already answered at the beginning of the campaign.